Yo, 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 yo! Hey, crafty peoples! Happy Friday to you! I hope you've had a fabulous week. Are you ready to get crafty? Woohoo! I've got Anne here. Hey, Anne! Really crazy for paper. I hear ya. It's like whenever you get some like scrapbook paper or something and then you just take it out of the box and sniff it and stroke it because it's so pretty. I've got scrapbook papers I haven't used because it was too pretty. It's pretty silly if you think about it, but I'm fine with it. We've got Snow here as well. Hello, Snow. Are you well? So guys, we've got some guesses here. I wonder what Lesley will do today. Dun, dun, dun. Well, yes, you are right. I do need to do a wedding card. I actually should probably mention right now that I have got a wedding to go to next Saturday. And I'm doing a reading at the wedding. So I have to go to the rehearsal, which is on Friday. I don't even know whether I said that to you or not, Craig. It's at 4, so I should be back by 9 for my stream. But just giving you guys the heads up in case I'm running late or anything like that. Best thing to do for you guys is to hit that little ding-a-ling-a-bell up there on YouTube so that you get notifications whenever I come on live. Just so you know, I do come on live Friday nights at 9 p.m. BST, still in British summertime over here, at least for now, which is 4 p.m. EST, if that's your time zone. And I can't figure out all of them, so you guys can figure that out. We will be going backwards, Craig? Fall backwards, spring forward. Yeah, the clocks will be going backwards soon. Which means
we'll be on earlier.
We'll be on earlier. I never. I figured when I was a child, I was like, wait a minute, I'll understand this, and it's just not true. So we'll fall backwards. So our 9 o'clock would have been 10 o'clock, right? So it's an hour later for people. Is that right? I think it's an hour later for people.
Sure.
Actually, that sounds right because it's 4 p.m. EST, and I remember making a graphic that said 5 p.m. It's okay, we'll edit this out.
We stick to making cards.
We'll stick to making cards, yeah! So, another thing that's happening tonight is we have got a very special guest. Now, wait, Craig, don't click the button just yet. Did anybody see on Instagram, I put up a little picture, a little story, and while I'm actually going to just take off this t-shirt jumper now. Hold this mic for me, Craig, a second. I put a little story up on Instagram not long ago because there's going to be a special guest tonight. If you didn't see that, you might want to follow me on Instagram. It's Hungry Heffy. We have got a special guest tonight. I hope you guys are going to enjoy having him here. No, it's not Craig. Go on then, Craig. Press the button. It's Fiskars. Hey, Fiskars. Hey, wee man. Come and say hello. Come and say hello. I'll give you a mealworm if you come and say hello. Come on, wee man. Come and say hello. Oh, okay. He's fine just eating his mealworm in his house. Yeah, was it yesterday? Yesterday I decided that I was going to bring Fiskars out to play with in the craft room, and I crafted and he slept. I mean, I don't really blame him, but it was fun anyway for me to look into this his little craft tub, I guess is the word for it. Hey, hello, wee man. Hello, everyone. Oh, life is so hard. Is life hard? He says it's too bright in the craft room. Let me go sleep. So you guys might see him. It depends how much sleeping he needs to catch up on, because I think he's only had about, what time is it? He's only had about 9 hours today so far. So so he might come and go, but we will we might leave him on in the corner, shall we, for a little bit? You guys can let me know if that's intriguing or interesting or not. You can probably move this over to here, actually. Have a little bit more space going on. So I also thought for you guys that we might do some more stamp roulette. You guys seem to love that. So I am well up for that. What are you laughing at?
Well, he's like dug out the side of the house, so you can't see him on the screen. So he's like managing to get out of escape.
He's got an escape route.
Without coming on camera.
He's camera shy. I can move this over a bit.
Substrate.
You can see his little tail sticking out. Alright, all good. Right, so the other thing that I wanted to show you guys is I got some deliveries this week. So I wanted to show you that first off. Let's do that first of all. Can you pass me that card over there that arrived today? I got a card today from a customer, also someone who watches these streams, so she may be popping on. And she bought one of the wingman craft or card making kits, and she has used this cute little birdie from the wingman stamp set, and she's paired this up with the Sticky Friends stamp, which was one of the exclusives. So I really love it. I love the way what she's done here. Crafty friends stick together like birds of a feather. I think it's awesome. The other thing which really intrigued me, let me cover up my address here, is that it's not got a sticker. It's got like written on code. I'm not sure how that managed to reach me. I've never heard of that before. Maybe it's a thing. I'm gonna end up are you just gonna stay here all night and watch Fiskars, Craig?
He's very adamant that he's not having any of the substrate next to him. So you just push it in and it just comes along and sticks.
And Max says he's photobombing. He's standing in for Foxy the photobomber. Did you see our Foxy card? Yes.
Right.
Alright, go away, Craig. Have fun. Bye.
How quietly I can leave.
I know. Craig also grabbed some WD-40 and took care of my squeaky hinges on my door. Fabulous. Thank you. Snow says you buy the postage online and you get a code in return. That's amazing. I love that. That's brilliant. Okay, guys, are you ready to see a little bit of a crafty haul? Yes? I'll try and stay over here, and if this gets annoying, I might be able to shrink it down actually, because he's probably going to be slightly inactive. There we go. Okay, so I got a delivery today. Let me show you certain things of what I got before we get stuck in. Yay! I got a guillotine. So this is a guillotine from Tonic. I'm not sure if you guys have seen these or experienced them. It is 12.25 inches, 31 centimeters. They did have this in an orange, and then I think it was only this year that they came out with the black variety. So it is a proper guillotine with a nice sharp blade. Beautiful. And one of the things that completely like sealed the deal for me, secret storage. Yes. So you have a little handle that slides out here, and also an extender, which anything that's got secret storage is always going to get my vote. I totally bought my car because of secret storage. True story. So on the side here, there is a little strange spring-loaded thing happening. And you slide that in and you have the extension all the way out to 31. Now, I hadn't noticed this earlier, but it actually has a little fold down foot which is pretty ingenious if you ask me. The other thing is that the handle here slides on. I don't know whether it has a particular way that it needs to go. It doesn't look like it. It does have a particular way it needs to go in the back. And then we've got a spring-loaded grip here to make sure you get a good grippage. So I haven't used it yet, but I'm really excited about it. I have had lots of times and I've thought, oh, I really wish I had blah 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 blah. So I am definitely going to enjoy this. I've actually got a piece of card here. I'm going to line this up. I also like the fact, I'm not sure what you UK people will think, but I like the fact that the inches are on the bottom, because more often than not I actually use inches. It's like butter. Beautiful. Loving it. I'm loving it. And because these bits all fold off. Oh, this is the one that does have the a particular way around it needs to go. So Lorraine says, where did you get it from and the price? I will say that I bought mine from Tonic directly, because I have been working on our next card kit. So there you go. Our next card kit is going to include some Tonic things. There's a little clue for you. So I bought a big batch of stuff for the next kit. And while I was there, I bought a few things for the craft room, also to test out, because we might end up having I might end up putting some of these things in the store, so I wanted to test them out. So a lot of the things I'm showing you today are from Tonic. Next up, I have got an Easy Clean mat. It's 14 by 14, and I know whenever we spoke a few weeks ago, I asked, did you like the grey mat or the black cutting mat? And the consensus was the actual craft mat. But then this one is white, so I like this. I like the idea of this anyway. So I thought that this might actually be really fun and might pick up better on the camera. Unfortunately, it's not as big, but I don't know whether that's really a big problem. So I might test that out as well. Hey Marjoline, thank you so much for your card. I just showed it to everyone a few minutes ago actually. I love it. I love that you mix the sticky friends with it. And yes, we've got Fiskars here, although he seems to have gone to sleep already. Hi Pip. A little hamster near Pip. Oh yay. So yeah, I like the white one. I wish it was even bigger than the 14 by 14, but beggars can't be choosers. A few other bits and pieces. Let me move my tea over here. All right. Jewel drops. So I have these. I was missing two colors of the jewel drops, and I have tried to buy them several occasions, but they've been out of stock. So I thought that I would grab the opportunity to get these. I like these. I know that the Nouveau drops are very popular. I only have white in the normal Nouveau drops, but the jewel drops dry with I guess it kind of looks a bit like a jelly bean or something like that. So it has this translucency to it, which I really, really like and enjoy. There's been times I've wanted to add a blue dot and realized that I don't actually have the blue one. So I got these. I also got the crystal glaze. Now this is like glossy accents, you guys might know. But the word on the street is that it is actually runnier than glossy accents, and I wanted to test it out. Some people prefer this over glossy accents. Some people say that they like it less than the glossy accents, but the only way for me to know what I like is by testing it out. So yep, I grabbed that one. You may also have remembered that I bought myself some Nouveau alcohol markers a little while ago, and I was, like I say, testing them out. So I actually bought the rest of them because yes, I have full set syndrome. It is very, very true. So I want to test these out fully. I want to experiment with the full range. In case you're not familiar with them, let me drop my focus down here again. They come in a trio pack, which in turn makes them super affordable. So if you've not had or tried any alcohol markers at all, this is a good way to dip your toe into the water. And this is called the apricot ombre, I guess, maybe. And I've mixed them all up now, of course. It's probably that one, cantaloupe or cantaloupe, depending on where you are. And then fruit punch, I'm guessing. Oh no, it might be ginger peach. I'm not sure. Let me get the other ones out. So I've got the apricot ombre, depths and shadows, which was the black, a blender pen, feather grey. So this was, these three was this depths and shadows set. Oh, coral reef. Okay, so it tells you on the back. Pink grapefruit, tiger lily, and plum tomato or tomato. Put that down there. And then I got the aquamarine as well, which is aqua spray, beautiful color, tropical ocean, and Tuscan teal. Lovely jubbly. So these ones here, they have a bullet nib, but it's really solid, which I really quite like. It's easy to work with. And then there's also a chisel, which is better for bigger areas, although to be fair, I don't really use that one quite as much. So I gotta find myself a little tub or something to put these in with the other ones, which was the biscuit, I think it was called, or the cookies and cream collection or something like that. It's some browns. And you will be seeing me use these more over the next few weeks, because I realized that a lot of my Copics are actually really, really dry, unfortunately. I'll have to get myself some refills. Other things that I bought, I might test this out today, hopefully, is the Nouveau Aqua Shimmer in Midas Touch. So I do have a, what is this called? It is called a Wink of Stella brush marker. And it's like a clear liquid with a silvery shimmer. And I saw this one and I thought, oh, does this one have gold? Because if it does, that would be really cool. Because I don't have a gold one. Is this what you do? Activate the Aqua Shimmer pen by unscrewing the front section. Remove the yellow plastic ring and screw the front section back into the reservoir. Press the reservoir a few times over a scrap piece of paper to flood the feed of the pen with ink. Okay, I think I probably just need to keep on screwing until that gap is Really? Maybe not. There was like a black bit in here, but I think that stays in it. There we go. Magic. Press. Ooh. So yes, it does have a beautiful gold shimmer. The bristles is still a bit crispy, but they will loosen up as it soaks up the water. I love it. Doesn't it look pretty? Squeeze carefully. Carefully squeeze. Snow says, you added markers? Unbelievable. Yes, I was like, Snow, shall I try this? Shall I try this? And then, yeah, I just kept on adding things like, I made my order. I won't tell you what it says. Oh dear. Another thing that I did buy was the Nouveau embellishment mousse. I have never tried this before. Not sure if you guys have. I'm really interested to know what it smells like. So I'm going to have a sniff live on air. Oh, this is one of these ones that doesn't pull back perfectly, which is going to upset me. Oh, it's gonna... Oh, hello. So it's not terrible, and believe me, I've had terrible, and yeah, it's definitely more moussey than I. Oh well, I guess the name gives it away. I've seen. Oh yeah. Oh, okay. It's hard. I thought it was more like a. I thought it was more like a embossing cream thing, but I don't think it is. Okay, interesting. So my thought was that this would look really cool with the bubble wave stencil. That was the idea. So the mousse is, it's a colouring medium. You can use your finger, as you saw me do there, or probably use like a foam applicator is probably a better idea, to be honest. Especially over stencils, I think that will work really well, or maybe even over an embossed, like an embossed resist kind of thing. I would guess. It's called Nouveau embellishment mousse, and this is my first. I've seen it on the shelves and things. But this is my first experience with it. So yeah, we're going to be playing with that either tonight maybe or another day. I'm not sure. We shall see how we get on. It is a very pretty blue. It is called Cornflower Blue. Perfect name for it as well. I was going to say it's like a periwinkle, but periwinkle's more purple, isn't it? Cornflower Blue. Perfect name. So the only other thing that I wanted to mention or show you guys, let me add these, put these somewhere, was not from Tonic actually, but I have just added it to the store. Oh, once you mix it, it becomes a bit more soft, suggests Snow. Cool. We shall get to play with that then and see how we get on. Right, I'll put these over here. So the other thing that I got in that I saw and was like, we need to have this, is extra thick clear acetate. So have you ever seen cards which, like the base of a card is actual acetate. So this is perfect for that. So extra thick clear acetate. We've just got it in the Heffy Doodle store, heffydoodle.com/shop. This is an A4 size, and it is 300 microns, so it's really quite thick. And you can also use this to create your own stencils, either using dies or if you have a machine like a Silhouette or something like that, an electronic one with a blade in it. But it's really thick. Can you see? This is going to be perfect for creating those really fun clear cards. They're awesome. So we've got a couple of those in the shop right now. And I grabbed one for myself so that we could maybe play with that, even if it's not tonight, another day. All right. How you getting on, wee man? You all right? Are you okay, darling? Are you okay? Yeah. He's fine. He's fine. All right. Tally's here. A quick hello from Tally. It looks like you have lots of new goodies to play with. I do. I am looking forward to that. Right, who wants to play Stamp Roulette? Dun, da, da, da. Now, I need to write down what the small and large ones are. So the small, I don't remember. I think the large was like 1 to 174, and the small was like 123 or something. Let's do 130, and that will we'll make it work if need be. You guys, what you need to do for anyone who is new and is watching, we're going to be playing Stamp Roulette. I have got 2 different sizes of stamp pockets, a small one and a large one, or technically I've got 3 different sizes, but in the different buckets that they're in, we've got small and large. And you need to suggest some numbers and either put L followed by a number between 1 and 174, or S followed by a number of between 1 and 130, and then we're going to pick these out and see what crafty goodness I can come up with. So while you're doing that, I am going to go and grab something from my drawer to see if we can stop this mat from moving around all over the show. Get my silicone mats down underneath. Hopefully that'll help us out. While I'm doing this, I've got a question for all of you UK crafters. This weekend there is a craft show at Alexandra Palace, also known as Ali Pali. And I wanted to know if anybody was going. I'm contemplating whether I should go or not. And I didn't know whether any of you were going to be going. I would love to see you guys if anyone is going to be there. All right, Ruth's on. Hey Ruth. Oh, that's just reminded me that I totally have to tell you guys all about last week's adventures. It was awesome. Right, so we've got L74 from Lorraine. I hope you're having a good day. Oh no, that's from Anne. That's from Anne. And then we've got S24 from Lorraine. Lorraine, how was chemo today? Did you have that today, darling? S79 from Brina. L23 from Ruth. L56 and S4. Okay, that's probably going to last us a few cards, to be honest. Let's see what we got. L74, right. That went to 50, I remember. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So I will say that if it's a stamp set that I use on the last stamp roulette session, I'm probably going to pick the next stamp set. Okay, 61, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. Ooh, okay. L74, we've got Mama Elephant Sunday Stroll. Let's see what happens with this one. Speaking of Mama Elephant, it looks like they have got a new release coming tomorrow, and it looks like they're awesome, awesome, beautiful, lots of Christmas stamp sets, and yeah, I'm probably going to want them all. Right, next up is S24. 6. 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. Okay, we've got a little bit of a mishmash here. We have Jelly Bean Soup stamp set, which is from the Chilled Cucumber Soup collection. And we have a speech bubble from Imaginis. I don't even think Imaginis are running anymore, but this is good. These kind of I can think of ways to put these two together. That's good. That's good. Let's see what the next one is, and then we'll see where we are from there. So 74. I mean 79. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. All right, an oldie but a goodie. And it is a penny black stamp set. So lots of little cuties here as well. So I'm going to go with this, see what we can come up with, and then we'll work on the rest of them for another card. So I really like these images. I think they're really cute. This style of image is completely different. It's more hand-drawn, sketchier, which has its place, absolutely, but it doesn't really go with the vectorized lines of the Mama Elephant. So I'm thinking we're either going to go for Hugs, Love, or You Are in My Heart and Thoughts, which is kind of cute. We could maybe have the little girl, she's got a heart there. We could maybe use some heart shapes. That would be fun. And then we've either got a couple of speech bubbles, which are also fun. And I do like this XOXO. Don't think I want the thank you so much. Let's see what we can come up with. You should add dies as well. I could do dies. They're not as strategically stored is part of the problem. I shall have to store them better and then add them to the list. Craig says he wants to come up with some sort of a like a randomizer, like for click a button and it'll come up with make a sympathy card or something to that effect. I'm going to go use my new guillotine to slice this down. I've got a question for you guys. Do you keep your guillotine or trimmer out on the side like all the time, or is it something that you put away? Any thoughts there? Okay, so I know I'm going to be stamping some of these. I also know I want either the hugs or the heart and thoughts. Let me see size wise. Ruth says on the top always. Hugs is a little too small, this one's a little too big, and the love as well. Okay, well that answers that question. And Max puts his away, no space. I have to put away, no room in the bedroom to keep it out. like a game show. Yes, like a Wheel of Fortune, like tick, 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 you should use this time, and then it'll say felt or something really crazy like that. I think that'd be really fun. Okay, you are in my hearts and thoughts is going to be, oh, okay, here's a game changer perhaps. The you are in my hearts and thoughts could be on the inside. Oh, this is not photopolymer. Come on. Oh, okay. We made it. So you're in my heart and thoughts. I think that's an inside sentiment for sure. And then we can just make a little seam of this maybe. I like the girl. Let's do her. Snow says, mine is on my dresser. You're talking about your guillotine here. And Marzine says, it's in the top drawer of my desk. I can leave it. Oh, I can leave it in if I have to cut. Oh, that's a good idea. I like these trees. They're coming with me. Let's stamp this up. So guys, if you watched last week, you will remember the epic retirement card that was happening. And Ruth Olson, who's up there, that was the recipient of said card. And I think she loved it. Well, technically it wasn't the recipient of the card because she was giving it to her auntie and uncle. But I was making it for her. Right, let's stamp this up. I've just had a brainwave that we use the mousse to create a sky. Oh, wouldn't that be fun? Let's do it. Because it's a really pretty sky kind of color. Although, I just thought maybe we should do masking, but I've committed. I'm too lazy to start over. Hey, Aunt Max, the wheel of misfortune, you cheeky sausage. Although that is kind of what it feels sometimes as I'm flipping through and I grab one, I'm like, oh no. But I also think it makes it really fun. Give her a critter too. Yeah, I grabbed a pup. A little pup, which has been my favorite things. If I'm feeling like stressed out, or I am a little bit down, one of my favorite, there's like certain things, little triggers that always put a smile on my face. This little guy is one of them. We can pull him out and give him a cuddle. Like this, hold on. Hey, wee man. Hey, wee man. Put him out and give him a little cuddle. And he'll just sit there. He'll just sit there quite happy. Go to sheepies. Yes, you will. You are one of my happy places. Aren't ya? You're the best. Boop. Boop. So this is one of my happy places. The other thing is watching like paint pouring videos on Instagram or like making cakes and things, which is insane and such a big, massive time suck. Or watching or looking for like puppies, searching for puppies in my nearby area, which we're not able to get a puppy, but it doesn't mean that I can't dream. It doesn't mean I can't dream. All right. So let's grab a card for this. And I want to use the mousse, so I'm going to grab some watercolor cardstock actually. I've got this left over. It's just a little bit more robust than normal card. Let me cut that down with my shiny new guillotine to 5 1/2. Beautiful. All right. It is slightly off color, but off white, but that will be fine. We shall add these onto here, I reckon. Well, let's color these guys in. I'm actually going to use my coloring pencils today because this is watercolor. Oh no, this one's not watercolor. Let's give my new Nuvo pens a whirl. Although I've just realized there's no green. Ah, okay. Well, there goes that idea. I shall use some of my other stash to color this in. Wendy says, oh no wait, Brenna says, I have my caterpillar and big kick sitting on my hip height double wide metal filing cabinet. I love it. That way my desk is free. I do all the cutting over there unless it's night due to lighting. I like that. So I craft standing up. You may or may not know that. So hip height is good. I like this. I like this idea. I like it a lot. I have got one of those like 2x2 Kallax. Actually, mine are Expedit. They're that old. 2x2 Expedit units behind me. Turn all these over so I can see the colour on them. I do like the fact that they've got the colour up there. Autumn is coming. You can use the browns or the apricot colour. Yes, that's a good idea. Should we do that? Although I do want a big blue sky, so. I find these a lot easier to colour in regards to the nib being hard and smaller. And part of me likes the fact that they've all got the same body colour. But then another part of me thinks, like right now, I can't tell what colour that is. But I can tell what colour that is. And I can tell whenever I put down a Copic. So swings and roundabouts, I think. And also I think with you know, life in general, you get used to things. The more that you use it, the more that you figure out ways to work around any potential issues you may have with them. So let me tell you about all the fun we had last week. I told you guys that I was going into London on Saturday to meet up with some girlfriends, some school friends. And we had an absolute blast. I certainly had oodles and oodles of fun. As always, it was a mad rush in the morning, just trying to get in because I'm never on time. You might not know that about me. And we got there and we got to the Crystal Maze. Hilarious. I'm not going to tell you all of the things that we did because I really don't want to give it away. I think it would be a shame if any of you went to a Crystal Maze experience. I think if people had told me beforehand, I would have been a little bit, I guess, disappointed if I had known what was coming. Feel free to guess if you want to. Oh yeah, so Wendy said, we will not publicly shame her by telling her how late she was. Oh yeah. Don't worry, I'm used to that. Technically I wasn't late. I just wasn't. I was like, yeah, I'm going to get there early, and I wasn't. We got there on time for Crystal Maze though, which in my book is pretty much a successful story. It was hilarious. I will say I did not get any crystals. Boo. It's just so much of a panic, I guess, whenever you are in there in the room and the clock is clicking down. It's hard. It is super hard. I think I'm going to need to grab my skin tone of my Copics. Little E00. Ruth got a crystal though, and Ruth bought a crystal. It's pretty awesome. For me though, it was the escape room that has stuck with me. Don't get me wrong, the Crystal Maze was amazing. Totes amazing. Loved it. I loved it a lot, and it was so much fun. But the actual escape room. So I've done an escape room before, and the premise was that it was a what's the word? A detective, and you kind of go into his office, and you have to look at his notebook, and there's like things around the room that you kind of have to figure out, etc., as you can imagine. And after a little while, that leads you into a different room that you kind of didn't know was there, and like it's like every object, every table has got like a hidden drawer, or I loved it. It was really, really good. So this one was completely different. Yes, I thought for a second I didn't have the dies. This one was completely different. So it's set, Ruth, keep me right here. It is set in a disused underground station. And they say, you know, they give you this little story. They say that the station was closed for maintenance, and then it was closed for so long for maintenance that actually everyone just kind of got used to the fact that it wasn't open. So they actually decided that the infrastructure was able to be fine without having that open. There's enough buses and whatever nearby, blah, blah, blah. And so they kept it closed. But as the story goes, there was a train running late one night going through it, and it accidentally stopped at that station, and a man absent-mindedly got out and was never seen again, blah, blah, blah. Mr. I want to say Beckett or something like that. And the idea is that us as a group, we are a group of specialists going to investigate the underground because strange things have started to happen. So we all have our hard hats and our high-vis jackets and whatnot. And without going into too much detail, I know most of you are not in London, so I'm probably not going to spoil it for most of you, but you start in a lift, and then as you progress through, there is different rooms. There's quite a few rooms actually, but there's this one section where a panel goes away in the wall, and there is a hole, a dark, small, crawl space kind of hole. I totally grabbed Ruth and was like, Ruth, you go first. So Ruth clambers in, bless her. And I go in behind her and I'm like, Ruth, hold your hand out behind so I can grab it. So I kind of feel where she's going because it twisted and turned. And we all start going through it. And you can probably guess we didn't get too far before the road was blocked. And it is pitch black. And I'm telling you, pitch black. And it was fine because it's a game, you're safe, you know. There's like, you can see this tiny little light on in the corner where there's a camera watching you. But then the guy next to me, Nick, he finds something on the wall. It's like chains, like rattling chains, and it's pitch black and you're crawling. Like you can kind of sit in it, but that's it, and crawl on your knees, and that is it. And there's this like rattling of these chains, and Ruth's like, we can't get out, there's like a grate here, and you're trying to talk, and I don't know if Ruth knows this, but I was seizing it up. Like I reached my hand out like this and like grabbed Ruth's hand and was like, oh, Ruth, hold my hand for me. And like my brain knew the fact that it was a game and it's safe and you're monitored and whatnot, but it was the rattling chains. And I remember like screaming at poor Nick, being like, Nick, can you just tell us what you're doing? Because it was the not knowing who was doing what and stuff. No, sir. I was not a fan of that. It was kind of funny, but an amazing experience. I did love it, but I never would have thought that I would have reacted in a way like that, to be honest, but I did. All right, let's create a little sky for this person. I think I'm going to do it this way around. And I'm trying to figure out where to put her. I think like here. Let's check that this is somewhat even around here, which will mean I'll get a nice straight line. Hey Eden, how are ya? And then we're going to add some of my mousse to the top section. Let's move my little girl out of the way. Eden, we are playing roulette again tonight. Woohoo! So I have seen people use like makeup sponges for this, you know, like the little pointy makeup sponge thing, but I don't really rock that way. I don't have any makeup sponges really, because I don't use makeup that much. So I'm just going to use a mini blending foam applicator with the Nouveau Mousse. It's really creamy. If you guys haven't seen this, it is really quite creamy, which means that it blends nicely. And it leaves a pearlescent sheen. Can you see how shiny it is? I like it a lot. Okay, I'm not sure how much it's going to be able to like blend into a white sky or anything. Let's try this. Ooh, lots there. I think I picked up loads that time. Obviously going to need a little bit of practice dealing with this stuff. I've got a definite line happening now. I'll need to blend that out. Get my muscles on the go. I need to move these because rattling, just like Nick's metal chains. Ooh. How does it dry? I don't know. For textured finish, apply with a spatula. For smooth finish, apply with a soft cloth. Random. Embellishment mousse is water-based. Add water to soften the consistency of the mousse. Well, I don't know. I think it just dries in regards to like a pigment, I think. I guess we might find out. This is super pretty. It just shines like silver on the screen. Kind of reminds me of cream eyeshadow. Unusual but pretty. I'm just going to grab a cloth and rub it over the top because I don't know whether it needs buffing or what. Ooh, that kind of does smooth it out a little. It's not on my cloth, so I think that means it's actually coloured the... Oh, here's a little tip for you guys if you want some cloth for your room, for your craft room. I took a vest top and cut it right up the middle, front and back, which means that I have a piece of cloth with a hoop on it. Actually, I tied this one together. I think I cut it before I realized. But now I can just hang this up over a hook on my craft room wall. And I have a soft cloth there. And of course I can just go into the laundry if and when it's needed. Hey Joy! Joy Moody is here from the Moody Crafter, which is the best name ever. All right, so we're going to add some of these to our front of our card anyway. And we're going to have a little doggy. And I've only cut 2 clouds. We might need some more of these. And we need one of these. Maybe some XOXO. That might work. In fact, let's see if we can stretch the stash and the stash a little bit by using this smile one, and then we'll put the XOXO over the top. So let's see what we can do. I am, however, going to use my Misty for this one. Night Snow. Okay, so what I'm going to do is stamp this in Versamark and emboss it. But I'm going to fill in the word smile using an embossing pen. So in actual fact, it's going to be a solid speech bubble. That's the plan, whether it works or not. But that's the name of the game for stamp roulette, isn't it? You have to make it work. Okay, let's see what we can do. What color shall we go for? red. I'm not sure how this is going to work. It's more of a pinky red, it looks like. I've not used this one before. Looks like I've got a very dry embossing pen. This is from Wow Embossing. It's actually, we've got a collaboration coming up, so I'm going to be using some of these in a card at some point. Right, I'm going to heat this, and then I'm going to come in again and fill in those gaps. So this one is called Opaque Primary Cardinal Red, and if it doesn't really work, I might do a yellow. Okay, I'm going to put you guys on mute. All right, so I went over it with my brush marker side of this. It's a little uneven, so I think I'm going to go over it one more time, and instead of using the stamp, I'm not sure if this is technically cheating in the old stamp roulette game, but seeing as this is my show, I'll make up the rules and say that this is not cheating. This is just me being super clever and making it work. Let's try this one more time. Hopefully it'll even it out. So back to my question from earlier. If anyone is going to Ali Pali craft show tomorrow, let me know. Put me a message or something. We have to decide whether to go tomorrow or Sunday. And I figured if any of you guys are going, then that might help make the decision. Okay. Let's get heating this up again. Okay, so I haven't used this one before. And I am starting to think that it has a lower melting point than some of the other ones that I have, because it almost looks like it's been overheated, which it probably has. I just didn't realize that I was overheating it, because I'm used to ones that need more intense heat. But I think we can make it work. Let's pop this back onto here. It's really funny, you can really tell the difference between photopolymer and non-photopolymer. Yes, you make the rules, says Anne. I think so. Okay, so let's give this a little tappity tap tap with my powder tool. I like this one. There's a little brush one as well. It's the one we sell in the store. But I like that. What I need to do actually is take the powder from that bag and put it into the brush applicator. That would solve all my problems. I do not like the smell of the one with the brush applicator. That is my only complaint of that one. All right, let's stamp this up. I'm not sure if I have ever embossed a color on top of another embossed, like, different color. So I'm really not sure how this is going to turn out, but if it doesn't turn out good, if it doesn't turn out well, pardon my English, then it will, we'll just have to try something else. It's the way life happens. It might be something amazing waiting to happen. So far, it looks like it could work. On verra, as they say. On verra, on verra. I could do the hello, but it looks like it's coming from the Dougie. I'm not sure if you saw, but Fiskars was not at all bothered in the slightest with my embossing. He's such an easy pet. Okay, back on mute while I heat this up. Okay, it's not that easy because I want to heat it enough that it melts, but doesn't start melting the red one, which is challenging to say the least. I wanted to give a shout out to Debbie Vignola. Hello. I seen your message earlier saying hello. It's a name that I don't recognize. If you're new, welcome, welcome. We are playing Stamp Roulette today, and Fiskars was supposed to be playing as well, but he decided just to go to sleep. In a little bit, maybe we will entice him out. with a sunflower seed or some other good stuff. Get rid of those. I really like this. It kind of looks like you've used pearlescent cardstock, but then it has the plain cardstock down here, which on like a one layer, which I really like the look of. Let's see what we can do here. Get some little glue dots on the go. Can you heat it from the back? Yes, you can heat it from the back. But I wanted to heat the white and not the red, and if you heat it from the back, it has to heat the red before it reaches the white. So that's why I chose to heat it from the front. Threw my glue dot in the bin. Let's see. Hey Buster Bunny. I have been drooling over the bags that you've been creating on Facebook. They're absolutely stunning. All right, this lady needs a lead for her doggo, as Max said, Aunt Max said even. So let me go and grab something to behave as a lead. This will work, I think. I'm going to cut a little snippet of a glue dot. Oh, there's two there. To go on her hand here, so that it actually comes out of her hand, or at least looks like it does. I remember when I got this stamp set, I was absolutely obsessed with it and drooled over it for so long. And then I think I got it for my birthday. And Piper was all excited about it. It's ironic because I don't think I've used it massively. It's just the way life goes, eh? Super sticky. Here we go. Cute, cute. And this is going to go here. I'm going to raise that up a bit more for some more fun. Oops. And I actually have some leftover like negatives of my glue dots. Not glue dots, foam pop dots. And I actually like to use these up as well for large areas. You might as well get your money's worth, eh, ladies and gentlemen? Right, I need to move this tea because it's right beside my bin, and every time I go to put something in the bin, it almost lands in my tea. And ironically, well, it's more me being stupid than moronic. The tub that Fiskars is in tonight over here is a tub that is exactly the same as the bin that I use beneath my crafting table. And I used to have, years and years ago, 2 under my desk, one for rubbish and one for paper, so that I would recycle anything that was paper. I've got too many cables under my desk now at the moment, so I've just got one and then I have to sort through it. Anyway, I keep mentally seeing that and wanting to put rubbish in it, which obviously I must not do because Fiskars is in there. Poor little man. Okay, let's add this here. And a little one. Be lazy and use the actual pop dot for this one. And I'm going to stamp one more cloud because 3 is the magic number. Little or big is the question. Little or big? I think big. We're doing well with this first card. Don't you think? Quite well indeed. Anne suggests big. Yeah. Great minds there, Anne. Great minds think alike. And I think what I'll do is I'll add a little of the shimmer pen, but not the gold one. I think with the blues, we've got a lot of cool tones happening over here. So I will go for the silver glitter pen, which is the no, it's not. It is the Wink of Stella glitter pen. And I think what I'm going to do actually is slice this up because I enjoy it whenever it overhangs the edge. There we go. And let's pop this on to a card blank on the front. Oh, it's the wrong dimensions for this one. That's fine. We can add some color to the side perhaps. And I can use my trimmer to trim it down. Whoop. Beautiful. I actually like this red color. I might add some strips to the side of my card to bring out that red. So seeing as I have my trimmer on the go, my guillotine, down a few strips. To add to the edge of my card. Let's see how this goes. I was thinking of adding like hello or something, like hello, and then on the inside, what does it say? You are in my heart and thoughts. But maybe we don't need hello. Let's get rid of those overhang. So if you guys got any plans for the weekend, like I said, we've got Ali Pali, the craft exhibition that I'm attending, not exhibiting. That's one plan. Craig's got plans for watching Formula One, standard. And apart from that, the other big agenda, for me anyway, I want to turn on autumn. Yay! So you might not know what I mean by that, because admittedly it is a bit random. What I mean by that is every year around this time, so autumn or fall is my most favoritist time in the world. And every year I basically have a display on the mantle with leaves and pumpkins and maybe like jars filled with lentils and little decorations. I get well into it. I love it so much. So we have got a box of goodies in our attic for transforming our house into autumn mode. Da, da, da. And that, my dear friends, is what is going to happen this weekend. And I cannot wait. I am super excited for it. It is another one of my happy places. Okay, let's add this on here. I need to get my big fat head in. Sorry guys. Try and balance this up a little. I think that's it. Boom. Haha. Can you see the shine? It's so pretty. I'm gonna need sentiment on the inside. I'm going to use the larger Misty for this because, as I said, this is not a photopolymer stamp, so it might not even stamp correctly. So to give us the best chance of not screwing that up, I'll use my Misty. Buster Bunny says, I don't want summer to end. Somebody said earlier that they were still having 100-degree heat. Yikes! That's nuts. we have had the most amazing summer here. We cannot complain. Normally it's rubbish, and complaining happens in the UK. I was going to say us English, and I'm not even English. Yeah, so complaining happens indeed. But not this year. We have had a phenomenal summer. Come on, you can do it. But why? There we go. The E is a little mushy, but it'll have to do. I love everything about fall too, Veronica. It's the best. I love the smell of it. I love the leaves. I love it whenever you see the little squirrels running around, like you're walking through the acorns. It is the best. I love the food. I've already been like started. You know, whenever you're pregnant, or you might not know, but you might have heard of it, that you do the nesting. Oh, you've started nesting. You're gathering up the clothes and you're sorting out everything and you're nesting. Well, I don't know what the equivalent is, but I do that for autumn. That is so not even central. It'll do. I do that in autumn where I just love it, and I'm like cooking stews. So good. There we go. Put some hearts. Put a heart here. Should we put a heart there? I think so. Let's put a heart here. Ooh, oh my gosh. I did not even talk about this. It feels like so much has happened this week. And I forgot about the fact that this time last week I couldn't talk about this. You guys, did you hear? Did you hear the news? It's ridiculous and amazing, and what? Let me fill you in. Oops, and also let me make a mess. So this time last week I knew, you didn't know, but I knew, and boy, I could hardly keep it in. This time last week, getting ready for London, and I knew that the Heffy Doodle Stamp Timber exclusive was going to be announced on Saturday last week. That's right, guys. I'm not sure if you know about Stamp Timber or saw this, but let me give you guys a rundown. There is a stamp shop called Simon Says Stamp. Simon is Heidi's dog, and Simon Says Stamp, and if Simon Says Stamp, you got a stamp. I don't want this to leak through, so I'm going to use my colouring pencils. Suggestion of a pink heart, so let's do that. Simon Says Stamp every year have a month-long celebration to honour stamping and stamps and all the wonderful things that we have in this hobby and this industry. And so what they do is they have lots of promotions, lots of freebies and giveaways and amazing things like that. And in addition, they team up with stamp companies to bring you exclusive sets which are limited edition and only available through Simon. So what happens is I donate essentially an image or a graphic and let them use it as an exclusive set. So this is a Heffy Doodle design. It is now available at Simon Says Stamp. It is called More Than S'mores. They're in limited quantities. If you go to Simon, so what we'll do, actually, I'll get Craig to put a link in the descriptions. I wonder if I can do that. Let me see if I can message him. He might not even have his eyes open. Might be snoozing. Can you link to Simon Says Sam in notes? He might figure that out. He might not. I don't know. Whoop, all my messages coming through from Aunt Max and etc. So this set is only available with Simon Says Stamp. It's limited quantities. Once it's gone, it's gone. They are selling it with the stamps and the dies as one option, or just the stamps on its own. We should totally use it tonight. All right, there's card number 1. Thank you to the gang, whoever it was, sorry I couldn't keep track, who gave this and this a suggestion. Shall we move on to another card? Yeah, let's do it. Yeah, I really like that moose. I'm loving it. Shiny, shiny. It's quite a clean and simple card, but I think it works. There's like, it's not overwhelming, but yeah. Randomly pick them. So what we do need then is numbers from the small range between 1 and 130, or the large range. Oh, actually, do you guys want to do dies? And I'll use this set with some dies maybe. Should we do dies? Dies or stamps? You decide. You do that while I tidy up. I'm an elephant Sunday straw. So if you want dies, put down D for dies. And I have no idea how many dies I have. Probably about 75. I'm gonna have an educated guess about that. And W P. And JB6 goes in there. All right, so we have got dies. So we've got 12S and D5. Okay, let's see what D5 is. We'll definitely do that one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, it's a bit boring. But we can make it work. We can make it work. I say it's a bit boring, but it's also good because it's probably got the most options for me to use. And then 12S. Okay, we'll see what that is, but I do want to use this, I think. 12S. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. We've already done this one, so I'm going to skip over 12S. Craig, if you're watching, if you could link to Simon with the link, that's what I mean. And D50. Let's see what that is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 28, 29, 31, 32, 33, 39, 40. Some of these are so random. 42, 48, 49, 50. Interesting. It is for creating a box. So I think that leaves us with that then, doesn't it? All right. It's been a long time since I've used this die, but I think hopefully I can remember it. And the little circles will give us a cute little aperture, I reckon, for the inside. Let's give it a go. I'm going to cut this out with some card to start us off. This card is quite thick, so hopefully that will be something we can use to our advantage. And I think I'm going to ink up the card before I assemble it. Maybe add some autumnal colors. Oops. Sorry guys. Loud. Loud, loud, loud. Little box to store all your acorns in. Okay, so let's get inking. But before I do, let me figure out the way that it goes. I think, what have I done? And the walrus. There we go. So that goes like this. It's really white at the moment. Sorry, my exposure is a little bit off the charts. So this is not right. This one needs to attach like this. That doesn't look right either. No, it needs to be like this. This is what it needs to be. That is better. So that will help me assemble it all together. Or like that is another way it could work. So we need square, rectangle. A bottom on this side, a bottom on that side. Boom! Okay, so I want to have some autumnal colors along my section. So this is going to be the front of my box. If you imagine it, pretend it's a circle, imagine it like this. We've got the big face of the box is going to be here, and that kind of fits perfectly. And then this is where I'll have my aperture, and it's suggesting the blue. I really want some autumnal colors. Maybe I'll do blue on the inside, huh? Think about that, did ya? Booyah! Right, what we got? A little bit of spiced marmalade. I am the walrus. Mon chéri amour. Ripe persimmon. Spiced marmalade. So can you see how difficult it is to have Fiskars as a pet? Such a hassle. Ripe persimmon even. Spiced marmalade. And thank you, Craigie. I always believe the first day of fall has the most spectacular blue sky. Over here, normally the first day of fall, it means it's the first day of rain where you go and you take your coat out. So it's a black sky, just full of black. Right, do I want red at the bottom? Or like a purple tone? Who knows? I might do a little fired brick. Sure, we'll give it a go and see, won't we? So spiced marmalade all over the top anyway. We'll use my blendy tool to add some spiced marmalade. This card I've chosen because it's thicker, but it's not as smooth, so it's going to take a little bit more elbow grease, I think, to blend it out. Oh, I think I used the wrong one. Never mind. Fiskars is awake. Oh, hey, Fiskars. Let's give him some treats. He's having a good old clean. Hey, wee man, I've got some cauliflower for you. I'm sorry, it's a bit rubbery. It's been lying around. Fiskars. 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 You want some cauliflower? These num-nums? Of course he's going to take it in and then eat it in there. Doesn't trust me, you see. Doesn't trust that I won't eat it. I've been known to do that before. With all those yummy, yummy mealware. Just kidding. This is getting intense. I like it though. So I mustn't forget that this needs to continue down this way. Which means this lid needs some spiced marmalade. And I'll bring that all the way down here. And bring in some of my ripe persimmon. The good thing about Fiskars is that he does come awake and wake up and kind of come to life the closer it is to midnight. So he might come out and start playing and stuff closer to the end of the stream, but we shall see. I'm going to use a piece of scratch paper to hold my cardstock here because it's really juicy and I don't want to get big red fingers, persimmon fingers. It's happened. Anytime I cut down a piece of card and I'm left with like an inch strip or more, I tend to keep it. For this very reason. Also, it's great for like using for sentiment strips. So I need to add some more color to this one, but I think that's where I'm going to bring in my fired brick, which has not been used in many a year. Fired brick was one of the originals. I don't know if you know this, but the originals were all browns and stuff because it was more for creating distressed, like antique-y looking stuff in Tim's original era. Sort of the authentic vintage browns, sepias, that kind of stuff. Hey Fiskers! Oh, you're looking for more food, huh? Would you like your wheel? It's just your flying saucer in case you want to go on it. If you do, we shall move around the camera so everyone can see you on it. Have a go. Sorry guys, this is a bit boring for you, but it's got to be done. You see, you've got our guest presenter here to keep you amused. Whew, hard work. Look at that though. He's beautiful. This kid is interested. We'll see. A wee bit fussy. He's got a proper wheel inside in his bigger cage. The flying saucer one that we have here is fun for sure, but I think he prefers his big wheel. Right, I'm gonna spritz these guys. Do a sort of poppity pop 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 on my sprayer. So if you spritz it in sort of halfway, you get more varied results. I guess is probably the right way to say it. A selection of splotches. Hello, wee man. What you doing? You camera shy? You can have a go on this if you like. Just spins round like this. You walk on it. You don't remember it. You can do that if you like. Give me a boop. Boop. You're the cutest. Okay. So this is going to go like this and like this and like this. And we're going to have an aperture in one of these. So before I do the aperture, I'm going to stick this together. Because if I don't stick it together now, what will happen is the circle will cut out the aperture, but then you'll see the seal behind it. He's digging. Have a mealyworm. Veronica says, I love his name. I was determined that we were not going to have like Fluffy or something like that. Maybe I'm a bad mother, but I said that we're not allowed a pet if we're going to call it something unoriginal. Alright, let's do this thing. All right, so this one is pretty much full, the full size. This one, a little bit smaller. Where's my stamp set? I think like we need to be a squirrel for autumn. I do like a raccoon though. I should have done a little acorn in the picture. Why didn't I think of that? Silly sausage. What do you think, guys? Squirrel? Squirrel, raccoon, place your bets. Make your suggestions. I'm going to go with the little one, and then we can put a border around it should we desire. Aunt Max says squiggle. Actually, technically Aunt Max said squirrel. I just have a habit of calling squirrels squiggles. I think what I'll do as well actually is I will cut a frame using some gold cardstock. Ooh, gold, which is hiding over here somewhere. I think that will help us achieve an autumnal feel. But Stabani thinks the raccoon might pop more. All right. So we've got a little frame here. I'm going to crease the life out of this now. Where is my bone folder though? It's a little messy on the inside. It looks bright white on your screen. I promise you, it's messy on the inside. And crease this. And there's one along here. It'll just help because this is a thicker cardstock. It'll help get a nice crispy fold. Oops. Helps if you line up the right line though, doesn't it? There we go. Okay. Both? I don't think both will fit on there, Aunt Max. It's a pretty small hole. Let's see. I think we made a good choice by making that the smaller aperture here, because we can always, oh, that is not centralized, but it still looks fine. So that goes like that. Oh, I've done something wrong because I've got 3 flaps over here and only 1 over there. That's all right. I should just chop one off. So this is going to be assembled like so, and then like so. So this gives us a little view of what's going to be going down, what's going to be happening in there. So where is my stamp set? There we go. So this would be super cute if s'mores was a real thing over here, and then like graham crackers and stuff. Because couldn't you put graham crackers in here? I think you could, and you could have like a little sentiment that says "I love you" when the s'mores. You could like make a s'more and put it in there. Or what if you put like marshmallow and a chunk of chocolate and a cracker? Is that not the cutest idea? Like have a little s'more pack? I want to do that now. It does mean that we fill it full of stuff rather than having a nice pretty inside scene. Hey, let's use our mousse to create an internal section, but I am going to cut another. It would fit, says Aunt Max. I only had s'mores for the very first time in January when I went to Crystal's house for Creativation. Obviously, I had the UK, sorry excuse sir, like replica kind of thing. I've had that before. Okay, so we've got a little card that will go in behind here. Let's ink this guy up with my Nuvo. Ooh, lumpy. It just got lots of lumps on it. Kind of reminds me of like shoe polish, that kind of stuff. Kind of need to go and buy some of those makeup spongy things now. It needs a good square mallow. What are you talking about? You guys have square marshmallows? What are you talking about, Willis? Seriously? Is that a thing? I did not know that was a thing. I drew one that looks square. Didn't know that was a real thing. You're kidding. That's epic. I mean, it's obvious in a way. Great marketing and whatnot. Brilliant. Nom nom nom. Let's stick these on here. You have to go to a sweet shop for those. Ah. You can't get them at the grocery store or something. Is it like wax? No, no. It kind of it's soft, like velvety. It's a very weird texture. And this just feels like a smooth coated card. And it doesn't rub onto my fingers, which is a bonus. Bonus time. Okay, what do you think? It's super vibrant. Loving that about it. I've just had an idea, guys. You might think it's crazy, but couldn't you put like a string of lights? So I'm gonna have to bust a move. So here's my thoughts. We put either a piece of acetate on the front, probably acetate because we've got the lovely blue now. And then the idea is we put like a string of lights in there, like you know the little wire lights? And it could light up. Would that be fun? That could be fun. We could even put holes in it, like pop a hole in the shape of a heart or something, and put my little squirrel on here. I think you're right, and the squirrel's going to be, well, I normally do like color them like red squirrels. I suppose I could color it like a gray squirrel. I like his face better. He's going to be a squirrel. Let's see. What have I done with my big acrylic block? So when you light it up, the leaves show up. Oh, pretty, a light wreath. Hello, what you doing? He's just checking out his new digs. Can you see this? Want it? Want it? Come over here. Come get it. If you want it, come and get it. Is it not enough room for you? No problem. I think he's just camera shy. Let me, so the shape of leaves, LED light wreath. So when you light it up, the leaves show up. Oh, that would be cute. I don't have the dies for this, which kind of sucks because the dies for the leaves would be amazing. Oops. Veronica, if you do cook some up, send Lesley a picture so she can see square mallows. Yeah, definitely. I would love that. Thanks for thinking of me. All right. So I'm going to do some s'mores in his little palm. Can't believe I didn't know that there was squaremallows were a thing. All right, let's see. I'll color him in. And I'll go for my brown tones this time. So this is coconut shell. Another thing I only experienced this year, black squirrels. Who knew there were black squirrels? Well, I'm sure most of you did. Over here we have red squirrels and we have grey squirrels. Black squirrels are not a thing. I remember we were, oh no, it was last year, pardon me. We were driving along and Nick, my friend Nick was there and I was like, oh my God, what is that thing? What is that thing on the tree? And he was like, a squirrel? I was like, no, it's not a squirrel, it's black. A black squirrel? Like he was so unimpressed about the whole thing. And I was blown away, which is kind of funny. Buster says lots of black squirrels here in British Columbia. Honestly, that is just super crazy for me. We don't have a lot of red squirrels, unfortunately. Oh no, wait, maybe it's it. Isn't it that red squirrels are like technically classified as a pest or something like that? Ginger peach. Oh, that's a skin one. Good to know. Ginger peach. Garlic clove is a light one, I do believe. Ooh, I think I did something crazy there. I added some of the black to blend out and now I regret it. Oh. I will, however, give him a black nose. He's cute. Yeah, lives in England before here. When I lived in England before here, I was excited to see black squirrels. When I moved here, says Buster Bunny. Yeah, pretty awesome. It's funny when you think about things like that. It's like when we were talking about raccoons, and we don't have raccoons over here. And apparently you guys don't really have, in America anyway, a lot of hedgehogs. Like they're not native, I believe. Like raccoons aren't native here. Which is probably why I really love raccoons. And everyone else in America are like, oh, they're pests. And I'm like, they're so cute. I'm sorry guys, Fiskars has not been much of an entertainer tonight. Let me see if I can fix this. He is digging a bit in the corner over here. Can you see him? He's digging over there. What kind of markers are those? These are the Nouveau alcohol markers. I spoke a little bit about them at the start because I had bought a pack of 3 and then I have just expanded my set today. So I'm kind of testing them out a little bit. So someone said, did I have other leaf dyes? I probably do somewhere. But I think if we're going to do that, we would want to have no aperture because the light will shine out through the aperture, I think, in this situation. But I still really like it. So I think I want my a sentiment, something like, you don't want a sentiment on here? I think we need a sentiment for the box. I think I also want to put them in the inside, which will be cute. Maybe I can pop him up a little so that he's sitting a little bit further back. I think that might be sweet. Let's do that. And we shall cut this down first of all. All right, so I'm making essentially the skeleton of a rectangle, like so, so that I can stick that onto the bottom section here and have my little squiggle standing up. I just need a little bit of glue here to stick that down. I was going to grab my Tombow Mono liquid glue, but I think little Miss Piper must have ran off with that. So I'll have to grab the multi-matte medium. Will work just as well. And I'm going to try and finish up this card, you guys, because this camera battery is not going to last. So I want to make sure, as much as I can, that I finish this off. because I think it would be nice to have it done rather than have the stream stop in the middle of a project. Right and left side of the box you can have leaves. Yeah, we could put maybe some leaves in here, couldn't we? Like cut out some leaves. Put some leaves on the ground around about. Let's turn them around. Oh, he's not quite centered. Maybe even some leaves around here. Do I want this? Gold frame or no gold frame? I wonder, does the gold frame kind of make it look more like a portal or something? This might be cute. Let's stamp some leaves because we can stick that around and about. You light up my world. You don't fall, but light my world. I like it. Like fail, never fail, but fall. Like your style, young lady. I'm not going to do that though, because over here, this is probably going to end up on my mantelpiece, and we don't say fall. So I have no problem including the word fall in a stamp set that I make. But I think it's going to go on my mantelpiece. I want to have a sentiment. That doesn't say fall. So in here, I'm actually going to stick to green, yellow, and like a red. So I get some tones in there. But not too overwhelming. This is typical. I'm like, I need to hurry up, and then I decide to fussy cut all these little things. You automatically, oh, I love that. Where were you when I was trying to come up with sentiments for my stamp set? Oh, I love it. By the way, I don't know if I ever said this to you, but if you ever come up with a stamp design or have a request for something, we love to hear your comments. So go to heffydoodle.com and there's a contact us section. And feel free to send us your thoughts, your ideas, or sometimes it's a case of, you know what, the other day I was looking for a card that said such and such and I couldn't find a card. I was, you know, that kind of thing is perfect, that we can try and fill a gap in the market. Sometimes it was like the manta ray in the Oceans of Love. We have friends of ours who who love diving and they love manta rays, and sharks and fish had been done so many times. But the little ray, the stingray or manta ray, I don't think there's any others out there, certainly none that I am aware of so far anyway. Alright. Okay, I don't think these are vibrant enough, so I'm going to darken them up. Because the distress inking is really quite intense, I think these would get a little lost if they're not just as bright. The other thing that we tend to do whenever it's autumn time is go and see if we can find a tree that has some conkers, some horse chestnuts. I like to have a big bowl full of chestnuts. You could put some leaves on the outside. I don't think I like that for some reason. So I think we'll just put some on the inside. Got some suggestions here. What is that? A brown frame with leaves like a branch. Brown frame with leaves like a branch. Or brown frame and stick a few leaves on it. So this would be brown with like some leaves on it, that kind of thing. Do you think he'd get lost then because he's brown? Don't know. We could put some of these in some on the inside, some on the outside. Or we could just have a few like lying around on the ground, to be honest. It's really hard to see without it being stuck down. Let's stick this bit down, see if that'll help. I sat down once and drew like 30 leaves because I don't have a stamp set, and I coloured them lovingly, and then the next day I found 3 craft bunches of leaves. Bought them. Good for you. I quite like it when that kind of thing happens. When you think, I really need a da-da-da, and then it's like the craft gods were listening. Yes. All right, let's fold this one up first. Booyah. This one in second, and I'm not going to do the last one yet because if I want to squeeze anything else in. All right. So tuck that out while I visualize. Don't lie to me. Okay. Let's stick these in and around to create an illusion, because done is better than perfect. And right now, our goal is not perfect, our goal is done before the battery on this one expires. My own fault. I was filming yesterday and when I was finished, it did not take the battery out and charge it up. So I'm sorry about that, guys. But it happens. So only 2 projects today, I'm afraid. It appears. I doubt we'll get any more done in the next few minutes. It's amazing what you can get done when you just need to get on with it, to be honest. Veronica says I like the gold frame, but of course it's probably a bit too late now because this work. It will if we extract this one. We'll do it for you, Veronica. And I'm going to put this one down near his feet. Just because. Oops. Okay, here goes. We need some tape for that. Along here. And I guess maybe another night we might be able to do one that lights up with some sort of a aperture thing or something. Oops. There we go. We might be able to still get some lights in there. You'll probably see them. won't be able to hide them very much. But that's not necessarily a problema. No problema. All right. So, guys, let me clear everything out of shot. I'm going to have to wrap this up because my camera is not going to last, unfortunately. But I am really chuffed that we got 2 cards done. Didn't actually make my wedding card that I was supposed to do, but I have got until next week to do. I could do it next Friday night, actually, I suppose, because the wedding's on Saturday. But thank you so much for coming and joining us. I need to cut this in. It's a little not blended enough there, which is bugging me a lot. There we go. And join me for my haul that I went through earlier, and for helping me out with playing with the mousse and encouraging me there, and sharing your ideas and inspiration to get these things done. So this set here is called More Than S'mores. It is an exclusive from Simon Says Stamp. You can get that, grab it while you still can. And then this one was one of the ones that we made in our stamp roulette. Yay! Thank you for hanging out with me and Fiskars. Let me just smell my fingers and make sure that they're not stinky. I'll take out the wee man so that we can say hello. Oh no, he don't want to come. He doesn't want to come out. Come on out and say hello. No? Well, come and say goodbye, technically. No, he just wants to go to sleep. He's tired. Have you enjoyed having Fiskars here tonight? Shall we have a craft gerbil every night, or do you prefer close-up cam on your crafty goodness? Let me know, because we want to give you what you want. We just thought it'd be fun to have him here. But he can absolutely come out every week if that's what you want. Thanks again for joining me and sharing your ideas, and I shall see you next week when you come and craft with me. And I think it's once again 9 p.m. BST. Keep an eye on notifications, turn them on YouTube, because I have a wedding rehearsal to go to on Friday, and I'm not sure what time that we're going to be finished with that. Have a wonderful weekend. Hope you get crafty, and I shall see you on the other side. Take care, everyone. Goodbye. Good night. Goodbye.